Shalom. We the brothers from Great Stone, brothers from Great Millstone. I'm the brother Nathaniel from the Atlanta Church.
Bartholomew from Great Millstone, Houston.
All right, and we just, just doing a quick screen recording off of some, various topics, concerning the current nature of the world, the state of things, and who owns everything, how we're on the cusp of all prophecies coming into fruition. So the very first precept I want to get, one sec, I didn't have it pulled. I think it's Deuteronomy 15 and like 54. 1 second. All right. So Deuteronomy 28 and 48. So and it reads.
I'll read it for you. I'll put it up.
All right, Con.
28 and
48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So, when you go in, you put in yoke of iron in Google. So all you got to put in is yoke of iron. And the very first thing that pops up is what? Chattel slavery. Right? So this was a prophecy that was fulfilled. Okay? Now, it says that we're going to go to our enemies in hunger and in thirst. Now, I'm about to play a video. And the video is titled, No Hate, Just Facts. Now, I just want to point out that this video was kind of like a response to Elder Malcolm's video on the Critical Race Historical Facts channel. I wanted to go into this quite some time ago, but the elder went into it. He brought out some good points, and I'm just kind of laying back and on and expounding upon it just a tad. Me and the brother here. So we're gonna go ahead and play this, but just listen to who owns everything. Now I'm gonna play the whole video. Just listen to who owns everything.
Stop. Who's in control? Who was in charge of the CDC that was controlling and telling our government to shut down small businesses and what they recommend for the mandates, the vaccines and Pfizer and all? At the time when COVID was being enacted, I'm going to read off the staff of who was in charge of this CDC. The director of the CDC was Rochelle Walensky, dual citizenship with Israel. She's a Jew. Deputy director of the CDC, Ann Shawalchi, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief of staff, Sherry Berger, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief medical officer, Mitchell Wolf, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC director of the Washington office. This is pertinent to the topic. We're talking about COVID, right? Yeah. This is pertinent to COVID. So I love you, Jennifer. Yeah, please. So, director of the CDC of the Washington office, Jeff Resnick, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID czar, Jeff Zaints, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID senior advisor, Andy Slavitt, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Assistant of Health Secretary for Human Services for our country, the Assistant of Health Secretary, Rachel Levine, transgender, dual citizenship with Israel, S. Jew.
I ask that you hold off, Christopher?
Ma'am, I'm almost done. Mr. Firewood.
Now, I just want to point out that evil doesn't like being revealed, okay? So, with these motherfuckers, and pardon my French, are being revealed for who they are. They own everything, and they're facilitating everything, all right? They want to be known to know that they're the ones in control, but they don't want to be accountable for the shit when it happens. They want to be in a position of authority, but they don't want their names smeared. All right, so he's just smearing their names, and they're like, no, you can't talk about who they are. But, hey, this shows you, what they say, if you want to know who's in charge, just look at who you can't talk about.
Chair has ruled that your comments are out of order. She's asked you to stop.
How is it out of order?
The chair has...
You said Jew. There's nothing wrong with Jew. It's not derogatory. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, keep on going. Head of Pfizer vaccines, Albert Perla, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Pfizer chief scientist Michael Dostin, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Moderna chief scientist calls X dual citizenship of Israel too. BlackRock, everyone know BlackRock? BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, dual citizenship of Israel too. I said we're willing to sacrifice our ego, our reputation, and our lives. Yes, ma'am, and I love you, and I appreciate your patience. BlackRock president Rob Capital, dual citizenship with Israel Jew. The CDC chief medical officer of Johnson & Johnson, Joanne Waldstreicher, dual citizenship with Israel Jew. Chief medical officer of Merck, Michael Rosenthal, dual citizenship with Israel Jew. Head advisor of the World Economic Forum, Yuval Harari, dual citizenship with Israel Jew. And that's what we're talking about. That's not talking about who's in charge of
Christopher, you need to stop.
who's in control of the media. What's the thing? Go on. God bless all.
So, as we went into Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, the 48th verse, this man controls everything. Those people that he announced, they control the health. BlackRock controls all products and manages almost all of the wealth of the world. Okay, you got BlackRock and Vanguard, and you got another company too, Fidelity, I believe it is, that actually owns almost everything in the world, and they own ownership within each other. So this is one big giant multinational corporation that owns everything. We're going to our enemies for the want of all things, as the scripture says. They own everything. Okay? These devils own everything. So they're showing you who's in power right there. And he's bringing out how these people, as he's bringing out who they are, he's being told to shut up because their identity needs to be remained a secret. Because you can't know who's doing evil towards you. But you got it, bro. You had something.
Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? As we're going into, hey, everything is ruled by Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. He's in control of everything, the resources, the logistics. Hell, they trying to control the air you breathe with this carbon tax. So, hey, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is the wicked. And you can't get around there. And to land back on what you said too, St. John chapter 3, verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. So this, like the brother was saying, they don't like to be revealed. Why? Because they like to dwell in darkness. You know, their deeds were evil. Everything they do is evil. There's no real profiting in Babylon the Great or just in this world overall, because it's ruled by wickedness. Wickedness, can only rule for a shortened period of time.
And I want to just bring out a precept to land back off what the brother was saying. This is Luke, the book of Luke 8 and 17, and then we're gonna get into some more videos. But Luke 8 and 17, it reads, it says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." So, this was just the wicked had to be figured out. We had to figure out who this nigga was, man. The world had to know, hey, these people are the evil people. And they're being found out for who they are. And even those people that was sitting in that that boardroom, y'all all part of it too. You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all Edomites, some of y'all Jakes, but most of y'all Edomites up in there, okay? And y'all people are the ones that are in rulership. But see, they have hidden it. The thing about Esau and his power is two main power sources that Esau got. The first is his ability to stay in secret, okay? To be hiding in the shadows. He's done that for so long. Hiding in the shadows, hiding in secret, nobody knowing who his ass is, right? That he's been getting away with so much because of his secrecy. The second thing is his sword, okay? That's his most potent and powerful weapon, is the sword. And that's why the scriptures say the devil should come down upon you with great wrath, because he knows that he'll have but a short time, because the covering cast that was cast over all nations is being lifted. So he can no longer hide within his secrecy anymore. The cat is out the bag, so to speak. Did you have something else?
Yeah, one more. Psalms chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So going into them I like how the Lord is using other Edomites because our people believe Edomites. So what our Lord does, he likes to have Edomites reveal other Edomites. Like if it's not gonna be on my page, but on the brother page, when he showed the clip, hey, you had an Edomite come up to the podium just exposing who was all in rulership. But when you have the prophets on the highways and hedges bringing it out, no one wants to believe it, especially our people. And that's something we was talking about off camera too.
and that's crazy. And that's because, you know, a prophet, we get no glory, man. We sitting out there risking our lives, and we just discovered, you know, they did order like 30,000 guillotines. Who do you think that's for? We're risking our lives out here to give you guys the truth about what's happening in the world. But you want to listen to the same people that's causing the oppression. You listen to them, but you won't listen to the men that's telling you how to get out of this shit.
It's the same people that's causing the hate, but they want to call us a hate group when we're showing love.
Exactly. Correction is love, man. If you was to break a bone, right? You break a bone, right? You go to the doctor to get that bone reset. Correction is painful. All right? When you're correcting something, sometimes it's painful to be corrected. Nobody really wants to go through it, but it's necessary to make things right. And that's the thing with our people. We go out on the highways and the hedges and we tell y'all what's right, but y'all want us to prophesy to y'all deceits and tell y'all smooth things because y'all don't want to adjust and correct y'all behavior. You see? Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull out another precept in Joel, because I want to let's see. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. My land. One second. I mean, the one in Joel is good, but that's not the one that I wanted.
Let me bring this out. You quoted it. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Our people like to hear lies. And it says, which say to the seers. The seers are the prophets. You know, they don't want to hear the truth. You know, like the brother was saying, the truth does hurt. Correction hurts. Being rebuked, it hurts, but it's to build you up. It's to make you better overall. You know, if you're not coachable, you know, even in sports, I know when I was growing up, I played better when I got cussed out, even though I tried to perform, you know, to perfection. But when I got cussed out, hey, it's like I had to take my my talent to a whole nother level. You know, it's part of being pushed, being refined. But you got it out.
Kind. So now switching gears just a little bit, we're going into because we're still on those same people, but we're just revealing more of what the scriptures have to say about them. This is Ezekiel 36:4, because we got all of this stuff that's happening over there in the Gaza Strip and all that stuff. But the thing is that scriptures talk about how when the true Israelites are back over in their land, there is going to be peace. There's not going to be any attacks on Israel. There's not going to be any of that. We're going to have peace forevermore. Okay, so here's what they did. This is Ezekiel 36:4. And it says, now, you know what? I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, thus saith the Lord, because the enemy hath said against you, aha, right? Aha. Now, who says that? Aha. Aha. It says, even the ancient high places are in our possession. So the enemy owns, they have Jerusalem. They have the ancient high places. They have all those things over there. Right? So that's what they're saying. Aha. It says, therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, because they have made you desolate. Right? I was just watching the video right now. They said if the so-called black man was to just keep all of his money in his nation, we would be the 14th richest nation in the world. That's how much wealth the so-called Negro, and we're not even talking about the Latinos and Native Americans. We're just talking about what the so-called Negro brings to America. Just him alone will be the 14th richest nation in the world. Now, I didn't do any further research on it, but it sounds feasible because I know that a dollar only stays in a so-called black neighborhood for an hour before a nigga go out and spend that shit.
I'm about to say we're the so-called Southern Kingdom considered the #1 consumers. You know, we spend trillions of dollars easily.
Exactly. So they know. They casting us out. They cast us out, and they made us a prey, and they prey upon us. This is why in America they won't let us fucking go. All right. It says, therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, because I have made you desolate and have swallowed you up on every side, which they have, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, which we are. We're fucking possession to the residue of the heathen, right? That take advantage of us and rob us and spoil us on every side, right? It says, and ye are taken up in lips of talkers and are in infamy of the people. Now, if you don't know what that word infamy means, it's like evil famous. You know, you have famous and then you have infamous. Infamous means that you're known for doing evil. And that's Jake, right? The so-called black man has a bad taste in his mouth no matter where he fucking goes in the world, man. You know, everybody always looking at him with a side eye, all right? And people always talking shit about the so-called black man. And the so-called Latino and Native American. All of us get talked shit about, but especially the so-called black man, you know? We just get belittled. Why? Because it's prophecy. It says, but here's what the Lord got in store. It says, therefore, ye mountains, talking about the mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate waste, and to the cities that are forsaken, which have become a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Verse 5, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and listen to this, and against all Idumea.
Well, you still got niggas out here saying we're not supposed to prophesy against Idumea or Esau, Edom. Well, it just said, spoke against the residue. And then he specifically said Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom. But you got it.
And he said all. Like all of their asses. And just like Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, Idumea is a people before it's a place. That's right. So it's talking about no matter where they are in the world, the Lord has spoken against them. And what it says? It says, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart and with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. And that's exactly what it is. They have taken the land of the Lord that's not theirs and said that we are the people, this is our land. And they're violently casting everybody out that land. Right? That's not how the Lord is going to bring us back. When the Lord brings us back, he says that we're going to come down from the heavens like a bride adorned for their husband, man. We're going to be beautified. We're not coming down here to make war and to sully our hands like that. We're going to come down beautiful. Now, of course, we're going to put Esau into slavery.
Well, that's the spirit. You brought out that yoke of iron. Hey, the yoke of iron is going to go upon our enemies, starting with Amalek. You know, Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed white man, Idumea. You got it. You got
a precept? I got one more verse from
you
this.
You got it.
This is verse 36 and 6. It says, prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. Okay, so this is going into something else, verse 6. The point was in verse 5, how the Lord, you know, he got beef with y'all, and that y'all not the people. All right. Now,
I got something real quick.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So like the brother was going into, he violently is pushing out these other heathen nations when all of them are bastards dwelling in that land anyway. Mm-hmm. But it says, neither shall they learn war anymore. Hey, they going back and forth with Iran. You got the, I love when Elder Tazapot and I can't say the sombrero porquitos, you know, the small hats. You know, they going back and forth with Iran. Then you still have all these other nations in that region that's going back and forth. Mm-hmm. But, hey, I thought they weren't supposed to learn war. Why do they have the Iron Dome? It's not supposed to be any conflicts over there. What you got?
That's right. Man, you just had me think of another precept. 23:8.
But more and more as this escalates, more exposure is gonna come to light. We're living in the information age. Yeah, it's a lot of like the elder apostles and the elders always say, chew the meat, spit the bones. You know, Esau Edom try to throw a lot of monkey wrenches or a lot of bones in there, but hey, the Lord gives you the discernment. He'll give you the clear, like what they call seers, right? So you'll get the clear vision to see who is who. We're living in an age where the son of perdition is being exposed.
All right. Yes, this is it right here. This is it right here. This is what I was looking for. You see, because this ain't happening, y'all. This is Jeremiah 23. This ain't happening, y'all. 23, and I'm going to start at verse 5. This is Jeremiah 23 and 5. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, a king shall reign and prosper, and he shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. That's talking about Yahweh Shai. Verse 6, and it says, in his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. Are they dwelling safely over there right now?
Nah, they should.
You know what I'm saying? And it says, and this is the name whereby he shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. Verse 7, it says, therefore, behold, the days cometh, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought the children out of the land of Israel, which brought up the children of the land of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. Where's the north country at?
Hey, Babylon the Great, or the virgin daughter of Babylon.
But they came through the Balfour Declaration, 1948ers. They didn't come from the North Country. They came from a completely different place. So how the hell are they the people? They're not. This is why all these things are happening. They're imposters, okay? And an imposter can't do what the real deal does, all right? And it says, and here's the point. And it says, and from all the countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land in safety. That's what the scriptures say.
Yeah, that's one of the key points. That safety. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. So, with that being said, like the brother was saying, hey, those small hatters, they didn't lose their heritage. They'll tell you, hey, we always know who we were. Well, it doesn't line up with this scripture. We supposed to discontinue from our heritage. You know, also, when have they served the enemies, you know, in the land which they know it's not? Like we started off with that yoke of iron. When was that yoke of iron? We're still waiting on that, you know, vocab. Even though I know a lot of those guys are still out in hiding because there's a lot going on right now.
They are. Like in Baruch, the 30th chapter, which is in the Apocrypha, I believe it's Baruch 30 and 4. And it says, I knew they would have known me because they were a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Wouldn't that have, if y'all always known who y'all are, how does that scripture apply to you? Because if you forgot your heritage and you're remembering it now, that applies to the people that's happening to. And that's happening to us. We're the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're the ones who have remembered our heritage in which we lost. Okay? So, you had something else?
Yeah, okay. Baruch chapter 2, verse 30.
Not 230.
For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Yeah, you see? The Lord said it. So that right there is part of that prophecy. So in the book of Jeremiah, what he said, you're gonna be discontinued from your heritage. And it says in the land of your captivity. And we went over everything in between. We went over that we was going to get cast out of our land for a prey, that we're going to serve our enemies in the want of all things, that we were going to be oppressed in this land, that they want to take all of our substance. Who does that happen to? We just showed you the video where Larry Fink and BlackRock and all of these so-called Jews own every fucking thing. We don't own none of these things that they own. So we're being cast out for a prey and being subjugated to these people. They're not. They are not the people of the book. Okay, what they're doing is they're trying to force themselves into being the people that are in control of the world because they're trying to get their birthright back, but it's not going to happen. And the next thing that we're about to bring out is how he's going to do it, because we're on the cusp of World War III right now, right? Well, we keep saying in order for World War III to happen, the mark of the beast has to come into fruition. It has to become mandatory first, okay? It has to become mandatory first, right? Well, what they're doing is they're running out of cash. Everybody's running out of fucking cash to force people into accepting a cashless system, all right? Now, I have a video that I'm about to play with the CEO. It's on Redacted, and the CEO of Bank of America is actually going into how they prefer a digital system that they're bringing out. And if I want to point out, I'm not going to bring out the article. You can look it up. Swift said that all currency will be digital within 6 to 12 months. Okay, so this shit is about to happen quickly. As the elder of our camp said yesterday, he said things seem to be happening slow, but they're happening quickly. And before you know it, you're going to look up and all this shit going to be done past you. All right? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead. You have something?
You got it.
I'm going to go ahead and play this video. Let's see. Here it is right here.
By taking control of the internet and free speech.
And we knew this was going to happen. They already told us to prepare for this all-digital future. We've been reporting it here on the show. In 2019, the CEO of Bank of America, not a small bank, said that it costs them billions of dollars to have to deal with cash. They hate cash. They told us as way back in late 2019. They don't want cash. They want an all-digital future. Here's the CEO of Bank of America.
We are the largest sort of card coming out of wallets: Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. That total was $4 billion last year. So 10-factor already on Zelle, and Zelle's growing at a faster rate. So it's growing at 100% a year, basically, Zelle transactions are. So you're atomizing money, you're making it more available, just like the ATM did when you could go in and get 20s instead of 100s because you didn't want to stand in line just to get 20s, and suddenly 20s became the norm going out of the machine, and $40 was a lot, and you could go back. And this has all changed the way money works, but there's both the tax on both sides, and driving down the cost is a preeminent thing. And we've been driving that cost down hard because we want a cashless society. It costs us $5 billion for checks and cash to move around our company.
You want a cashless society?
We are driving towards a faster, but we have more to gain than anybody in a sense from a pure operating cost. And
now you hear that? Greedy ass motherfuckers, man. We have more to gain from a pure operating cost, which basically means these are your bank tellers. These are your machine, the people that come and maintenance the machines. Okay, these are all your managers. These are all of your loan officers. These are all these things that these people have. They want to get rid of that shit because they greedy as hell. It just shows you how stupid the devil is, how stupid and selfish this nigga is, because if you get rid of all your workers, who's going to buy your fucking products? Okay? The system that we live in is a reciprocal system. You work, you spend, you feed into the system, you work, you get paid, you spend. You work, you get paid, you spend. You work, you get paid, you spend. You take away the work, there's no getting paid, there's no fucking spending. That just shows you how stupid these devils is. Like, you want to control everything, but you want to reduce everybody down to a feudal area where nobody has nothing, and they gotta, be like, like I forget what that movie is. My man be like, please, sir, can I have some more? You want people to be in that position to where nobody has nothing, but you have everything, and that's the world you want to live in. You have something?
I was going to say, that's what Schwab said. You will own nothing and be happy. Because what they're going to do is put everything on that micro charagma, like we're going to go into. Mm-hmm. That grain of rice that goes underneath your skin so that you can buy or sell. So what they're going to do is give you universal basic income. So since you're not working, they want to keep you at home. Not only will they, keep you at home, but they're going to give you a time limit on how long you have to spend that so-called those universal basic income, that UBI. So if you don't spend it in a certain amount of time, there is no saving. So there is no generational wealth. You got Jake out here still talking about generational wealth and have no clue as to what's going on.
Right. Oh, and not to mention, if you do something they don't like, they'll be able to turn your money off.
Yep. And I wanted to bring out this definition real quick because our elder apostles and our elders go into gradualism. This is on Etymology Online. A gradual method of action. So over time, what they're doing is gradually weeding out money. So they started with the coins. They started putting up those little coin machines where you can turn in your coins and you can turn them into cash. Well, they're going to have it to where they're taking the cash out of the banks, you know, out of these ATMs. But you got it.
Hold on, because the brother just brought up. He just brought a very beautiful point, right? And they already got there. You know what I'm saying? Cashless, go cashless with reverse ATM technology. Okay. Now, what this basically means is that you put the money in, and they give you a debit card.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So this shit is already happening, leading the cashless payment industry with faster and safer, better transaction. Go cashless. So they pushing this shit. Reverse ATM. They are pushing this. You know.
And they show you that, like when you go to like, let's say you go to Chuck E. Cheese or something with your kids. You know, you put coins in the machine, or you put the money and they give you coins. Well, now they give you, even when you go to like little arcades, they give you like a little debit type card. So everything they wanted to be digital. Ultimately, it's going to lead to that grain of rice, that micro Charagma.
Now, what I want to play is this other part of this video where this guy goes to this bank to withdraw some money, and they won't let him get his money out. They said that, and they start asking him questions about it. So we see what the whole game plan is, and we know, because we've been in the Lord, we've been saying this for years. It's about to go, man. Like this, it's about to go, and it's about to go fast. It's gonna go so fast that all y'all, like the brother said, you know, he said that y'all talking about generational wealth. It's gonna go so fast that you're gonna lose it. So your head gonna spin, man. You're gonna be like, man, generational wealth. What is that? You know. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and then we're gonna bring out a couple more precepts and wrap it up.
Why? No, I'd like to. It's for the car's payments for in cash. I can't use a bank draft.
Are you buying from like a private?
Yeah, it's private. It's literally from my friend.
From your friend?
Yeah, but he wants it in cash.
Can he give you like anything that you purchase it from him?
Oh, rude.
No, I don't. You don't need that, bro. What is it? I'm only asking for 3. What is this? It's my money. I'm allowed to withdraw from my own bank account.
Yeah, so
He said that what's the maximum limit you can give a withdrawal to a customer? It's $3,000 on the day. You've already mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, not today.
Why not today?
Today I will put the extra, or I will give you the invoice.
But why you don't? So you need proof of what it is. Why is that? And why is that? Why is that? Why do you need it? Why do you need me to tell you what it is? Why do you need? What kind of proof is that? I bring in a note. Like, what? How is that? What is that going to change? I don't understand.
So that way
You need to give my money. I'm not taking a bank job. I would like cash, please.
Yeah, I won't be able to give you cash.
I won't be able to give you cash
Sit here
here.
until you give me cash. So I'm not gonna leave.
Can you imagine this? Well,
Now,
I was gonna say, hold on. Yeah.
Well, and you know what's messed up is this guy questioning stuff. He'll probably end up getting kicked out of the bank, maybe arrested by the police because he's causing the disturbance. You know?
yeah.
Like they treat the customer like they're a disease.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm not
today.
leaving. No, sorry, you're not getting any cash today. Of course, the real reason she's asking that question is because she's trying to avoid at all costs having to admit the fact that they don't actually have cash in the bank anymore.
And that's the point I wanted
It's
to get
gone.
to.
I was gonna
There's
play
a
it.
multifaceted group.
It's a lot.
I was gonna play it. I just wanted to chime in a bit. But see, so you see that everything is moving. We're here, okay? We're here. They're destroying hundreds of billions of dollars in cash. They're destroying that shit because they don't want it to recirculate. All right. So we're moving into this cashless system, but I say that to say we're not going to move into this cashless system, and we're not gonna. The war with that first nuclear missile isn't gonna drop until the mark of the beast has become mandatory. Okay. It is what it is. The prophecy, because like the nuclear missiles hitting in World War III, that's the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. I like to call it the real 4th of July, the real fireworks.
we gotta get to the climax of the show before we get to the end of it, and the climax is that shit. You know, who gonna fall victim to the enemy? All right, so I'm gonna grab this Revelation 13 and 18, and unless you had anything else, I was gonna.
I'm gonna say start at 16.
Okay, kind of 16.
Yeah, 13. 16.
All right. Actually, yeah.
I'll read it. I'll read it.
That's what I meant, 13 and 16.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Now, when you go into that word mark, let's get it right here. Right? So let's get the word mark. Right? And we listen, and it goes into Charagma, right? the word charagma, and it means a stamp and imprinted mark. A mark or stamp on forehead or on the right hand. It says a mark branded upon horses, things carved, sculpture, graven work of adulterous image. Idolatrous. Okay? So the charagma is a mark, it's a stamp. Now what I want to do is I want to go into the root word of charagma. Okay? And the root word of charagma is charatz. Okay? And it's a pale, or a stake, a palisade. So the palisade, this goes into the chai size stigma, because the palisade of the stake is going to be the instrument used to impale you. Okay, that's the side. Okay, the chai is the system. That's the beat system. The chai is the impaling object, and the stigma is the chip that they're gonna put in your ass. You have something?
Nah.
All right. So then, when you want to go from the palisade, we're gonna get into what is the root word of palisade. So let's go through that. And what do you have? Grapho. Okay? It's grapho. You see that? Grapho. Now, what word comes from grapho? Graphene. That word graphene is what they're going to be using to mass produce this technology, because the graphene has more conductivity than gold. It's instantaneous and it's completely abundant. You know, they can get graphene from pencil leads. All right? And what does it say? It says to write with reference to the form of the letter, to delineate letters on a table, parchment paper, or other material. Write with a reference to the contents of writing. He's going to write his laws and his commandments in that chip and put it in your ass. Okay? You're going to be impaled and branded with this nigga's mark. Okay? There's no way to get around this shit. IUIC, you can say whatever it is. You can say it's an embargo. You can say it's Christianity. You can say that it's Cedro Borgia. You can say any of that shit. It's not any of that. This is what it is. It's going to be a mark that is going to impale you and leave something behind. I mean, a palisade is going to impale you and leave something behind. Now, we got all this from one word. This is how deep this word is. Okay?
I was going to say, when you're going into writing too, it's going to be like all your insurance information, your banking information, like your routing, accounting number, the actual so-called digital currency that they're going to put on there. Like, it's a lot that's going to go into that micro charagma. Mm-hmm. And hey, let me get verse 17. Okay. Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And real quick, one thing I wanted to get real quick in verse 16, and then we go back to 17. He calls it.
And who is the he? That's Esau Edom.
That's Esau Edom, and it's poeo.
Strong's G 4160. Poeo. Poeo.
And what does it say? To make. To make. He's going to force you. He's going to create it. This is why this is the hour of temptation, because he's going to create an environment to where you have no choice but to take this shit or else.
Yep.
You see?
You won't be able to buy or sell.
And when the elder brought this out, he brings this out all the time where it says right hand. That word right means power. Mm-hmm. So that's your power hand. So like me, I'm left-handed. That's my dominant hand. That would be the hand that I will use to scan everything. That's the hand that I reach out first. That would be considered my right hand according to the scriptures. All right? And you're not going to be able to buy and sell anything. You will not be able to engage in commerce unless you have this mark. Unless you have this. Now, we just heard the head of Bank of America say that he wanted everything to go digital. How the hell are they going to keep track of everything? You think they're going to use cell phones where you can lose it? You got it out.
Yeah, I was going to say, to land back off the hands, Revelation 20:4 goes in there. It says, in their foreheads or in their hands. So the Lord is covering all bases for you, for those who you like, well, it says right-handed and I'm left-handed. Like the brother was saying, he left-handed. Hey, I'm right-handed. But the Lord say either hand. Virtually anywhere in your body, if you inject that micro charagma, you're through. Mm-hmm. as you'll read in Revelation 14:9 and 10. You're going to feel the wrath of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
Khan.
But that was it.
Well, you want to finish off 18?
Okay, Khan. Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. Here is the wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
And that goes into the Chai Sai stigma. Okay? And that Chai Sai stigma, so and the number is 3 score. Now you go here and do they have it here? Yeah, here it is. Chai Sai stigma. Chai Sai stigma. That's what it is.
Strong's G 5516. Chai Psi Stigma.
Now that goes
Chai Psi Stigma.
Now that is the Chai is the system. That's the beast system. Okay? The Psi is the palisade that they're going to use to inject that shit to puncture your skin and put that in there. This is how specific the Lord is. And the stigma is the instrument that they're going to use to mark your ass with, which is the RFID microchip. So in this lesson today, we covered who's in control, how they're not the people, and the system that they're about to implement. You see? And it all ties into the same group of motherfuckers that's trying to do all of this. The so-called JOOs. You got it, Doc.
That was it.
All right, so, with that, we pray this is an edifying lesson. We want to go ahead and end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honor to our elders and apostle, great millstones. Until next time, I can say shalom.
Shalom. Call me out, Shalom.